Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grown Ass Marks. We are on episode 3. I'm joined by the big man, Owl Dog. Owl Dog, what are you saying?
Yeah, yeah, man. Grateful to be on. Looking forward to this episode, man, and this recap post WrestleMania.
Excellent. And I am the host, Big Axe. And we are reviewing, as Owl Dog said, the week that just went past. And what a week it was, Owl Dog.
Mm,
Raw and SmackDown, especially, with some
yes,
flipping excellent episodes.
yes.
What a difference a week makes.
I'm just glad to hear you say that about a SmackDown episode this calendar year.
Yeah,
To be honest,
it's been a bit techie still. It's been a bit of a techie one because
no trust.
SmackDown has been hard, sometimes really hard to watch, man.
Yeesh.
So yeah, well listen, let's just get into it. Obviously there's a lot to discuss. We did the night 2 review and we was quite scathing in what the result of the main event. And here is the fallout. This was the Raw after Mania, traditionally um the most exciting episode of the year.
Hmm.
Although in recent years I would not say that was the case.
Yeah,
But this time round, Alex, what were you saying?
bro. Could I wish it counted as part of the weekend because that'd be the best part.
Yeah,
But yeah, what they had a lot of making up to do, man.
yeah,
Um, I like to have a little bit of a deep dive into that as we go on,
for
and as to
sure,
why that may have been the case.
for sure, for sure. So
Mm,
so we started Raw. They did the whole camera panning to the crowd, and you just knew John Cena's music was gonna hit, and it did hit. John Cena made his way to the ring with the with the plain black and the white writing. I like the
love it.
graphic that comes up on the screen. To be fair, when it's just
What?
plain. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just straight up.
Love it.
It
Love
is
it.
this. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, John Cena made his way to the ring. It was quite. I don't know. It, he did his thing. He cut his promo and
Hmm.
said like, "Yeah, I'm gonna ruin wrestling." He counted the dates down. How many dates he's gonna be here?
That was a good touch.
Yeah, and what was your thoughts on his promo and obviously the RKO from Randy Orton afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think I liked his approach. Um, I don't know. I just like it. I like that he called the announcer in
Yeah,
and I got him to read the little statement, and I just thought I think I like with him it's with the little nuances and the cadences and stuff. So it's good to sort of see that, and you can tell he's having fun as well.
yeah,
So being objective here, because not historically a Cena fan,
yeah.
um, post Thugonomics era that is. Um, yeah, so yeah, I'll be honest. I'm enjoying the work.
Okay,
I'm enjoying the work.
okay. All
Mm.
right. So, how do you feel about John Cena versus Randy Orton?
It was pretty much the obvious decision, As soon as Backlash was announced that it was in St. Louis, Missouri,
Yeah,
you knew straight away. Um, okay, it's very likely now Cena's going to win. It'll probably be Cena v Orton. Uh, Obviously, it's got a different excitement because of the fact that the dynamics have been reversed and Cena's now the face. So, what stories they'll be able to tell with that as well is, I suppose, is what makes it something to look forward to.
yeah. Okay.
Mm.
All right. So, yeah, we had our first John Cena promo of the week, and we got our first seeds planted for John Cena versus Randy Orton for Backlash, and next we had Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria versus Judgment Day.
Mm.
Um, we had a title change here.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria losing the belts one day after gaining them in quite a surprising ending, would you say, or what would you say?
Um, yes and no. But the moment the belts were lost, I knew what time it was.
Yes.
I knew what was happening after that. So yeah, the fact that the rematch was invoked immediately, I thought, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Um, but I wasn't sold on it being too obvious,
Yeah.
because they could have just defended and then they kind of go from there. But um, I think long term wise, I didn't want to keep Lyra with two belts as well, man. Like for
Yeah.
too long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, by the end, the outcome, it was quite clear their reasons for why they went down the route they did of them giving up the belts, which is good. I'm here for it.
Are you on Lyra, Team Lyra, or are you still unsure?
No, no, I'm on Team Becky, bro.
So
I'm on Team Becky with
you
this. When she done it, I was happy because I think for excuse me, I think this is all in aid of helping Lyra get over. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I'm the only one that feels this way. There is this sense of like, nah, you know, a bit
yeah.
like Priest, bro. It's just, uh, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
do you know what I mean? So this can, because obviously Becky's goated, man. So this obviously helps to elevate her, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. You know,
Do you think it's gonna work? Do you think she's gonna get over with this with a heel Becky? It's gonna be tough to win a crowd over.
this is that's yeah, that's the thing as well because she's actually brilliant as a heel.
Yeah.
Um, so it'll be interesting to see, man. I'm here for it. I'm intrigued. I'll be watching.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So Becky turns heel again. Turned heel
Mm.
on Lyra Valkyria. Still no sign of Bailey. Don't know what's going on there, but Raw starting hot, and it went on to New Day coming out, and I can't remember how we got there, but I've got written down here Rusev Day and him
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
up Alpha Academy.
Yes. So New Day came out, sort of gloating their win over
Yeah,
the War Raiders, and then obviously Alpha Academy came out. Maxine proclaimed that the last time you faced the Alpha Academy, they beat you in this many seconds.
of course, yeah,
So they're in line for a title shot. So they came out to sort of challenge them. I think New Day was protesting. I can't remember if they accepted or not. But
yeah,
then before anything could have go down, boom,
yeah.
Rusev reappears, man,
Okay,
and obviously it was great.
New they came out the ring, didn't they?
Yeah,
And Rusev just mashed up
bro,
Alpha Academy. How do you feel about
clean, bro.
Rusev coming back?
Yeah, I'm happy, man.
Yeah,
Um, it's a weird one. I sound like a real skeptic. I am happy
yeah,
because I feel, but at the same time, I can't help but to feel like the window was closed, man. I just feel the product's at a state now where they don't need anyone now.
interesting.
Like I can't explain it, man. I feel like this is gonna sound very controversial. I'm a Roman Reigns guy, but if he retired today,
Yeah,
they'll be all right, bruv.
yeah,
Like,
hundred
do
percent.
you see
Yeah,
what I mean? Do you see what I mean?
I do
That
see
that's
what you
kind of
mean. Yeah,
what I'm getting at. And as far as I'm concerned, he's number one in it. Obviously, you
yeah,
got Punk like Cody, but like anyone goes today, they'll be fine. So Rusev coming, not that groundbreaking for me, but let's see what happens. I mean, is it a case of he comes in and is a challenger for Jay? Um, because what else does he do other than that? I can't think of any other potential programs for him. Maybe a few matches against Alpha Academy to just get a couple wins
yeah.
under his belt, and you know. So yeah,
I really liked in AEW his God's Champion gimmick. I hope he brings that over here.
yeah, he was doing like arguably his best work there.
It was so good. It was so good. And
Like
back when I watched AEW, obviously, yeah, I'm hoping he brings elements of that over. But have you heard Lana has actually been signed to a
yeah,
Legends contract as well?
yes, I have heard that.
So
So
we'll see what happens there. I'm with you. I'm a bit like wait and see. It was good for the Raw. just like for the moment for him coming back.
Yeah,
But just long term, it's difficult to see where he fits in an already stacked roster.
yeah.
Um, but I guess that's not my problem. It's
I would have sent him NXT if I'm honest, man. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing him perfect me, bro. I'll be real.
oh my goodness, yeah, bloody
Do you
hell,
know, see that excites me,
oh
but
my god,
but I would never be on that,
absolutely,
bro.
yeah, absolutely. So that was Rusev coming out. And let me speak about Alpha Academy for a second more.
Mm.
Do you feel like we've got some kind of satisfying conclusion to the Otis versus Chad Gable stuff? I don't feel like because we got the match on Raw, didn't we? But
Yeah, but yeah, not entirely, bro.
I
Not
just
entirely.
do you think we're gonna? Is it always gonna be there, or what are they doing with that?
It's just that now. It's done, innit?
You think it's just
Because
done?
they've gone too far with Gable since splitting up with them to run it back again. Obviously, they have a few run-ins here and there, but
Yeah.
it's done now, innit? That's it. They've gone too far now to go back. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, next on the show we had Io Sky, jubilant, big smile on her face. Love seeing her smile.
Hmm.
Love her energy. Super,
Yeah.
super infectious.
Yeah.
She came out, said, "I'm the champion." She doesn't need to say
Hmm.
much more than that. And then
Yeah.
La Primera
Boy,
makes her way to the ring and
I wasn't
challenges.
expecting that.
Oh yes, for sure. Challenges the women's world champion Io Sky, and we got a clinic.
Yes.
Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer. What are your thoughts, Al Dog, on this?
Thoroughly enjoyed it, man. Two of the current I mean, look, it gets thrown around the goats stuff, but as
Yeah,
far as like two of the very best across the whole roster, mate,
yeah,
across all,
so good.
like and on and on free television, mate, um, or Netflix now. But yeah, excellent match,
Yeah,
and I'm glad of the outcome as well. I didn't want anyone having to take an L on that one.
yeah, definitely. I felt like
Yeah,
once the match was made, it was difficult to see how they can get away with having a winner because you
mm,
didn't want to. And they've been guilty of this before, having the NXT champions look weak. But
yeah,
luckily, well, not even luckily, they know what they got there. They know what they got on their hands with Stephanie Vaquer, so they protected her with the finish, and
mm.
it looks like we're gonna get Rhea versus Io again. How do you see that going?
I think eventually Rio will win the belt back, and then I'm seeing her and what's her name? Oh my god, freaking EST. Yeah, Bianca. Them
Okay,
two. At SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Yeah,
God, yeah, that's we need to see that. We need to see that.
bro. And they need to build that like monster. I'm talking like I'd be very very happy with seeing the main event
Yeah.
night one.
Honestly, I could see Io Sky holding this belt for a while now. Now with the win from WrestleMania, I could see her holding this belt for a decent amount of time. I'd quite
Mm,
like if they had the continuity with like her never being able to like Rhea never been able to beat Io. I would quite like for that to just continue,
mm.
similar to what Seth and Roman have. I think that would be I don't know. I like to have things like
Those
that
kind
where
of stories, yeah.
it rewards us like long term viewers. Like
Mm.
that sort of thing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it either, but I want to see Rhea v Becky and sorry, what am I talking about? Rhea versus Bianca, and ideally for the belt, but if built well enough, won't necessarily need one. But I do think for them being at the peak of their powers, there has to be for a prize, man.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that being a SummerSlam main event, depending on which night. But
Yeah, because I mean, Io could hold the belt till about Money in the Bank. Rhea wins it then, and then they do the match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then she's got the belt for another like 3 months or whatever that is
Yeah.
between now and then.
And then what about Steph Kerr? Do you what do we do with Steph? Are we just gonna keep her on NXT, or she's gonna have to get a track, it's like fast tracked, isn't she?
Yeah, although it does seem to be a bit of unfinished business for her as well with Julia
With Julia.
and Jordan Grace. I think they're kind of like the next two after that. She ain't really got to do nothing else on there, bro.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that was Io versus Steph, and next on the show we had well,
Oh well, just to run back on that, we didn't get into the fact that Julia and Roxanne Perez interfered.
oh my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously yeah, Julia made her appearance and Roxanne Perez made her appearance on Raw. I heard rumors of Roxanne Perez being called up to the main roster.
Mm.
I haven't seen anything which basically backs that up.
I think that'll be the case now, since she interfered in that match. Um, Everyone kind of walked away looking good because then that segued well into the match on the following night on NXT, and she lost it,
Yeah,
which I think now frees her up to go into the main roster now.
it does. It does indeed.
And maybe that's where Bailey makes her comeback. Who knows?
That'd be good. That'd be
Maybe
good,
it
man.
comes maybe it comes out that she did it, or I don't know, Becky did it. Well, it probably makes more sense it was Becky in it. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. So then we move on to main event. Jey Uso triumphant with the belt, big gold
Hmm.
belt on his shoulder,
Yeah. Blue
yeeting.
plates.
Yeah. Oh, loving the blue, man. Loving the blue.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it
blue
gives it a
looking
real pop in
lovely,
it.
man. Absolutely lovely.
Man's
Um,
bringing them icy title vibes again.
for sure, man. Oh, look, it looks. That, do you know what that big that belt is looking? I don't know what they've done, but
You're
it
getting
look.
used to it now, isn't it?
Yeah, it looked
It's
mediocre.
looking all right.
It
Yeah.
looked mediocre, but it's really growing on me now. Really, really growing on me. I'm loving this. The I don't know. I just on TV. It just stands out. It just stands out. And yeah, we got Jey Uso yeeting all night, yeeting all night. It felt like forever. It went on the yeeting, and then it
Uh,
stopped, and then he ran it back. He yeeted some more,
yeah.
and obviously very happy for the man. Oh, he's super likable guy.
Yeah.
And then we
Super.
got Sami Zayn making his first appearance in it seems like forever.
Crazy.
Yeah, he come out and just congratulated him and said he needed to see him.
Yeah.
Um, what was you feeling when you saw Sami Zayn?
Um, I don't know. I just felt like he was going to come out
Okay,
because obviously the next question is like, okay, who does he defend against next? And I kind of don't think it should be good for. I think he should now set the precedent now and start facing new opponents. There's some exciting opponents on the horizon for him. He could
yeah,
have a good run. Um, so I don't know. Something was telling me it was going to be him, and it sounds crazy me saying it now, but like, look, I follow the stuff long enough to, you know, pretty much read a lot of these things, and it because of the ingredients were there. It was the Raw after WrestleMania. He
yeah,
hasn't been around for a while. It just made sense.
yeah.
And then I was just waiting for, you know, if there was going to be more talk around maybe Sammy challenging him, etc., etc. And then we had that little look
There was a
when,
look, wasn't there?
oh man, I was loving it. And all I was saying was, don't screw it. Just keep it with the look. Don't do it right away. I like
It
those
was there,
slow
innit? It
builds,
was
man.
there.
I love the slow builds, man. It was
Yeah,
brilliant.
man, bring me some
And then
slow
Jimmy came
bills.
out, and then Jimmy came out, and
Then
it was
Jimmy
like,
came out.
and it was weird because for a split second I thought, oh, wait a minute, why did they just
Yeah,
do it? Why did they do it at that time? You know, did Jimmy go on turn again?
yeah.
But it had me thinking all sorts then. But yeah, no, it was overall good segment, man. Enjoyed it.
I don't know.
Enjoyed it.
For me, I was like, I don't know. It was.
No, go on,
Don't
go
get
on.
me wrong, I'm happy for Jay. Yeah, I'm happy for Jay. I just thought it just felt like it was okay. Let me just say it was okay. I just compared to what else we got on Raw, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more progression. I felt like okay, I saw a look, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't enough. Like it wasn't obvious enough. The look. It wasn't. It felt. It felt quite like a I don't know how to describe this. The whole thing seemed a bit too nice for me. I like a little bit a little. It make it. I thought like if there was a look, it should have been made to be a bit clearer. But
Mm.
but
They got time for that, man. They got time for that. I
we
think,
have got time. You're right.
yeah, yeah. I don't. I think your point's valid, but I
Yeah,
think like because of the kind of character Jay is, this fun-loving character, they want to use that night to just celebrate, and then we'll start rolling out the stories.
I guess. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And then I've got here. It was the Dirty Dom, but I'm sure what.
No, they're the main event.
So we had Gunther absolutely mash up Pat McAfee after, didn't he?
Oh, mate.
My God, I absolutely loved this man. Oh my God, I flipping love this.
Mm, mm.
Talk me through like what was your thoughts when you was watching this, man?
This was necessary, an
God,
absolute must. After what the way he lost, especially, which most of us are not happy with. Um, he needed to just do something completely monstrous and villainous to get himself back to that stature, and I'm so glad that he did that. I'm so glad it turned out the way it did. Because your Michael Cole's always running his mouth, man.
yeah,
you know. So he made sure like he got a scene to.
yeah.
And then obviously Pat McAfee naturally was gonna back the tink for my man.
Oh
Like he
my
dad in it.
gosh, oh my
And then he got
gosh,
handled, bruv.
it
Handled.
was so good.
Man went night night.
Oh my God, it was
Yeah.
so good.
He showed him how that sleep is supposed to look, bruv. You're not supposed to tap out. You're
Listen,
supposed to sleep, bruv.
man
That's the
turned
whole point.
purple. Pat
You're supposed
McAfee
to
turned.
sleep, bruv.
Oh my God, I
Yeah,
absolutely
I
loved
reckon
it.
that was a shoot, mate.
Yeah,
But yeah, he put him to bed, bro.
I just wanted. I just wanted to add my thoughts on the psychology. Okay, like of course the ending of the Jey Uso Gunther match at WrestleMania wasn't great,
Mm,
but
mm,
but what I like, what in fact what I love is Cole actually said it on commentary about Gunther being the monster who can't get it done on a big stage. And it goes back to my point about I love to have these recurring
mm,
things which rewards us because we never had this before. We never had like
mm,
reward because we flipping watch 8 hours of content a week, and like these things, I really appreciate. I really appreciate that they. It's a recurring thing. Like he lost at well, to be fair, he won the triple threat at WrestleMania 39.
mm.
But then you could argue, was that really a big match? But I don't know. I guess it was because it was still like a classic. But he lost against Sami Zayn and he lost against Jey Uso, and it's just like I like that.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
like that. I like the fact that it's that as like a level. There's a level of like nuance and like layers to his character that he's such a unique character in the company, and he's over as hell as well. Like proper like he's. I did not see this coming, honestly, Al Dog. I did not see this coming with Gunther
Mm,
when he first
mm.
got called up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did. I thought he would fall into the wilderness, into catering
Well,
hell.
Vince was still initially in charge, so that was the risk, and I think he does speak about that in an interview. I think the Gorilla Position podcast he speaks, which is a British one actually, and he speaks about it there and how man the timing was brilliant, like with Triple H coming in because it could have all gone wrong.
But even then, like even with Triple H at the helm, like to this level, man, he's gone up so many levels, so
Mm,
many levels. He's by far like in terms of character, and of
mm,
course in ring as well.
mm,
Overall, the whole package,
mm,
I like. He's just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Like just to watch. Every time he's on screen, I pay attention to what he's doing.
mm.
He's just everything he does is just excellent, absolutely excellent. Big fan of Gunther. Big
Mm.
fan, man. Like, well, what are you saying about that?
Yeah, listen, I echo everything you said, man. I think obviously I didn't watch NXT and stuff, but everything during that period, because as you know, I wasn't watching wrestling for a little while and
Yeah,
got back into it during the pandemic. Um, but so everything you were telling me, everything like others had mentioned, had me thinking, yep, okay, I see it now.
yeah,
I see who this guy is. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
yeah, definitely. It's
So
he's
yeah,
really
I'm a believer. He's legit, man. Like, he's
he
one of
is.
those. For those people that are like, oh, wrestling's fake. He's one of those that just legitimizes it.
He does. He does.
Because he's not for the fanfare, for the pandering, the entertaining. Like he does a little bit of it and stuff, but like in his own way. He's able to sort of stay true to his character when he does it as well. But yeah, he's just about business, man. That's
No,
what I love about
he's
him.
fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Just there isn't another character like him.
Mm.
He's just fascinating. Everything he
Yeah,
does, like unbelievable.
truly one of one, man.
He
I
is.
would have loved to have seen him against Brock.
Oh
Um,
man, yeah.
Someone
Don't.
tried to pitch him v Rusev, but
I'm down for that as well. I'm down for
yeah,
that for sure. Like
yeah,
to be fair, I'm not sure he's possible. Like such is how excellent his character is. You compare him
mm,
with anyone, and there's something there's money in anything he does.
mm.
There's money in anything he does. So yeah, that's sorry. That's a bit glazing there, but yeah, Gunther is. Well, I just had to get out there. Gunther is flipping brilliant, man.
Yeah,
And this segment, I flipping loved it. Absolutely loved it.
yeah.
And then that brings us on to the main event. We had uh, Dirty Dom Mysterio with the
Come on,
brand new IC belt
come on.
on his waist against Penta. And we got the return of JD Donna.
Yeah, bro.
And
I thought Dom was gonna lose.
did you?
Yeah, but then obviously when JD came back, because Finn came out with him, and I thought, oh no, don't make this a one night thing. Because usually Carlito will come out with him, but he had Carlito and Finn come out with him. And I
Yeah.
thought, I could only just see it ending badly, man. So I thought, right, is my man really gonna lose?
I didn't think that.
And then
Sorry.
obviously JD came.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you. Yeah, and then JD came, and that's when I'm like, okay, cool, he's gonna win. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Mm,
I didn't think that because I feel like they know they. To be fair, we've already seen a title change after a day, so I didn't think we'll get that twice. But I also, to add to what you're saying, to be fair, I didn't know how they would have got out of this with
mm.
Pinner taking the L.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I didn't think they would have Pinner taking the L, but he did. I think it was the right decision. Dom still with the IC belt.
Loving it.
Finn Balor. This is what I'm saying. This is what you call planting.
Yes,
I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for that day.
it's a SummerSlam thing.
I think we're looking ahead. Definitely, it's in the future,
Yeah,
man. But yes, Finn Balor looking at Dominic Mysterio, and
yeah,
we're gonna get an explosion at some point,
yeah, yeah,
and I can't wait. I can't wait. And we end the Raw review with the final segment of Raw,
oh
and
man.
at this point, I was like, "What the hell? This has been excellent."
Mm,
And he got even better
can
because
you
we had
imagine?
Seth Rollins come out with Paul Heyman by his side,
Man.
and then we had CM Punk confront Seth Rollins.
Mm. It was interesting because they never got a chance to speak
Yeah.
really.
So we're
He
still
kind of
waiting for
just
that, aren't we?
yeah. So we haven't got answers verbally. Um, but I like that they did that as well. And
Yeah,
but then they gave us answers without saying anything as such.
for sure, for sure.
Um,
Then we had Roman Reigns come out as well, didn't we?
yeah. So he dealt with Punk. I think Punk initially got the upper hand on him, and then Punk turned to Paul Heyman,
Yeah,
and then that's when he attacked him and then took care of him, and then um, Heyman was saying this is the number one star in the whole company, and then Roman's music hits, ironically,
yeah. There we
and
go.
yeah,
And then yeah, Reigns gets some licks on Seth, gets some offense in on Paul Heyman as well. Hits the Superman punch on Heyman, it made me laugh a bit. And then we
yeah,
got a hooded man come out
yeah,
and took out Roman Reigns.
speared him.
Did you see this coming?
Not this soon. Well, not the not in this capacity. I could see like I was like if Paul Heyman's next guy was going to be Braun Breaker. So obviously
Yeah,
this situation with Seth. But then in the end, it made sense, obviously. But you always project these things for the future,
yeah,
and then before you know it, you're here. You're in the future now.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
for sure.
The future's arrived,
Yeah,
and I love it. I love the selection, and obviously, there's a lot of ode back to the Paulie faction, and I'm excited to see. I reckon Becky will join them personally. I think they'll have a woman in there as well, and maybe one other guy.
I'm not sure I want to
But
see that. I'm not sure I want to see Becky involved. I'm quite happy with the way it is.
yeah.
I'm not sure anybody else needs to get. I personally don't want to see Becky and Seth on TV together.
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't
Mate.
know.
No, I hear you. Well, they're both big characters, so you don't want it to ruin their aura the
Yeah,
way it previously did in 2019. But mind you, um, they're a lot more established now, so I'm sure they could make it work somehow. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
yeah. I'm quite happy the way it is. I think Braun and Seth and Paul. I think they're gonna cook, and we're obviously gonna get some showdown down the line with Punk and Reigns tag teaming against these two.
Mm,
Or obviously, if they add another person, we'll
it's
go
going to
down
be a
that road.
backlash thing. Yeah,
You think it'll be a backlash? Roman Reigns is going to be a backlash?
I think so.
I
I think
don't
so.
think so, man. I don't
They might as
think
well strike while they're on top, man.
Reigns, he don't do
And then
B pay per views, man.
they take the L, and then he takes some time off.
I would love to. I'd love to see that as a possibility. I just don't see Reigns wrestling at a B pay per view.
Mm,
I just don't see that happening. But I would love to see that happen, mate. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, let's fantasy book. Where do we go from here?
I mean, we definitely go down the line of at some point Seth is coming after Jay's belt, um, and the belt goes back on him at some point.
Yeah,
That's definitely happening. Um, Breaker kind of just is to Seth what Solo was to Roman
yeah.
in many ways.
Do you
Um,
think we've got evolution thing going on here? Are we going to get Braun turning on Seth?
Definitely. I don't know if there's going to be more, and that's why I'm like, well, is there going to be more players involved? But do they need more players? I don't know how many people Bron Breakker can play, f can sort of play with. Like if you get what I mean. Like
Yeah,
I think he's got enough people. Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? And besides, if they were to add someone else, I couldn't think of who else
Mm,
to add.
okay,
But yeah, that's about as far as I can go at the moment. I'm not so sure as far as what Braun will do. I think a lot of what he'll be doing will be for the good of the team,
okay.
the good of the faction.
All right.
He'll be getting them out of trouble a lot of times. to begin with.
So he's the muscle, is he?
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure. They're heavy.
for sure. All right, so that wraps up Raw. Do you want to give Raw a mark out of 10?
Oh, mate. Yeah, it was a 9, man.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, solid, bro.
It was really, really good.
Solid.
And I don't know if you wanted to discuss this now or maybe. Actually, yeah, there's no time like the
No,
present.
let's do it now. Let's do it now.
Listen, Papa
Go
H
on,
spun the block.
bruv.
He opened up the clip. I think we're back in business. It has to be said.
100%.
We're back in business.
100%. 100%.
What a difference a day makes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, everything I was saying, I just, like, we were missing, we got it. So what's happening now, dog? What's happening? Because
Well,
that's no accident we got that on Monday.
no, certainly not. Um, uh, we got to go back now to the main event now, isn't it? Because I think that was part of like the catalyst around this. Obviously, look, the quality of matches, as far as like them not being of a particular standard on night one, etc. That
Yeah,
those wrestlers have to take responsibility for that. Um, so we'll leave that there because you can talk about how good your build was or wasn't, but you can still put on a good show. That's still within your power.
yeah.
Anyway, and I think this whole Rock thing, man, and obviously he came out with his explanation of why he wasn't involved. But then you're hearing reports that WWE was a bit confused over all the things he's saying, and then he said something along the lines of everything's a work. Um, so I don't know, but I think look, it's very clear. Triple H can sit there at the end of these press conferences talking about uh, we had the largest gate of all time,
Yeah. Again.
biggest numbers ever, yeah, all of that
Again.
stuff.
Yeah.
But the reality is, like, they put on a poor product, man, over that weekend, so they had to step things up. I think this was always going to be lined up to be a good Raw as such, but this was supposed to follow on to what should have been a better Mania than what we got, you know.
I
So
yeah.
that's why probably, and then well, it's not even probably. That's why obviously this Raw stands out a lot more, based on the quality of the.
No, I don't know about that.
Go on.
I feel like with Raw, I wasn't excited about because we've had a pattern recently of Raw after Mania's like being quite flat for whatever reason. They just and there hasn't been much returns and whatnot.
Mm,
And I was not excited for this Raw.
mm,
I was quite disillusioned after watching the main event. Obviously Mania. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was a poor weekend. I still think we did get some good stuff. It was still
mm,
above average Mania, I would say. But obviously we're coming off the back of what we got last year, and generally the booking has been pretty good like the
mm.
last 2 or 3 years, and
Yes.
we've got high expectations, and I was really let down with like what we got.
Hmm.
But Raw, it literally gave me everything that I've just become accustomed to. Just the seeds that were planted, the story developments, it was just the flavor. The flavor was there. The flavor
Yeah.
I've been loving. This is what's really got me. Listen, I'll be honest. This is why we're making a pod because it's just
Yeah.
invigorated this like passion I've got, this love I've got for this crazy world. You know, it was just everything was like the flavor was there. How dog, the
Yeah.
flavor was there. You know.
But but Mania was so underwhelming, and obviously you couldn't have been the only one going um into the Raw with no expectations or low expectations.
Yeah,
So they were able, the Raw that they delivered obviously ended up being a bit of a breath of fresh air or off the back of the weekend that we got. Yeah, it was still, above average as you said. The score ultimately for it we gave was a 6, I
yeah. We
believe.
gave it a 6. I think 6 is fair.
So, but So the Raw that came after that obviously ended up being something that was, that just delivered, and I feel they delivered because it was easy to deliver that Raw based on the, I say easy,
Yeah,
but it was one of those things where like they Raw just had to bang, bro. It had to bang. They knew, man. They knew. They knew, man. A Raw had to bang. And the thing is, like, it was like you said, it was moment after moment after moment. It was like just like boom, 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 boom.
yeah.
The show was so smooth,
That's
man.
so good.
Like so smooth. Raw of the year, man. I said it like in the WhatsApp in the chat.
It was. It
Yeah,
was. And
Raw of the year, man.
I feel like I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on and
Hmm.
let me just say this.
Go on.
Did Triple H purposely sabotage WrestleMania 41? Was it like in the grand scheme of things, was there like a greater purpose to it? Because you don't get the last 6 weeks and then get that and tell me they are not self-aware of what they're doing.
Mm,
Like there was no energy leading up to Mania, no energy.
mm,
It just felt
mm.
so flat, and then all of a sudden the volumes turned up. Like fuck out of here, man! Come on, what's going on? Seriously, like I'm not. I just don't want to give these. Like these people aren't stupid. They're not stupid, and I just don't. I'm not naive enough to think they know exactly what they're doing at all times.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it just everything they're doing. There is obviously purpose and intention with it.
Mm,
So we purposely we got a poor build to Mania. Like we got to a point where it must have been their intention for it to be poor.
mm. Well, this is why I've kept pointing to SummerSlam. It's going to be their first two-nighter. I think that's their mania this year, bro. And I think at Indianapolis, I think the tennis will be bigger, no? About the same, maybe.
No, it's in New Jersey. It's MetLife.
Oh, when's Indianapolis? The year after?
Indianapolis. So that's not been confirmed. So yeah, sorry, no, Minneapolis is next year. That's at the US Bank Stadium. So they announced that for
Mm,
2026. It is a big. I think it's like 70K.
okay.
So that's they're gonna have to fill that out for 2 nights. MetLife is massive. MetLife is where they had Mania 35 and 29.
Okay.
MetLife is huge, man. I think that's like 85,000. It's a huge stadium. So
Mm.
I don't see them filling that out twice, especially with the prices they got as well. So
No, I know those prices, mate.
but they're gonna have to have a compelling product for people to want to put their money up
Mm,
because it's not going to look good with half the stadium empty.
certainly not.
But maybe SummerSlam. That's what we're looking at. But it just seems very odd that we got the 6 weeks we did, and then all of a sudden we got the Raw we did. So who knows?
Mm,
Anyway, moving on to NXT, the first NXT after Stand and Deliver, which was on Saturday afternoon. Well, Saturday evening UK time, Saturday morning, I believe, local time. Um, what I've got written down here, the crowd was absolutely cooked. Like, it just felt like these lot had just spent the last week just doing everything possible in Vegas, and we got a bunch of. I don't blame them, to be honest. It is exhausting. Absolutely, I can attest to that. It's absolutely exhausting, but I
mm,
really felt like I really felt that transmit onto TV that the crowd was just they were just spent, man. What are you saying about that?
mm. Well, I've not personally had the experience, but yeah, I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't disagree too much with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that they're gonna actually think like I think they're gonna move. They're not gonna do that again. They're not gonna have the NXT after Mania. at the location. They're gonna just go somewhere else or or stay in Orlando. Bloody hell! Just
Mm.
saw. I'm watching the Eubank Ben fight. Just
Yeah, it's getting crazy, isn't it? It's
yeah,
spicy,
it's
bro.
crazy.
Spicy, bro.
Yeah,
You can see this is personal, bro.
yeah.
What? He tries
Might as
slapping
well just
Edge
take
in
the
man's
gloves off,
face, bro.
man. This ain't really
Bro, this is a street fight, mate.
yeah madness. But
Mm.
let's stay on subject. We got the women's tag team title match. Gigi Dolin and I forgot her name. Um,
Uh, we gotta get better at this, bro.
yeah. Anyway, and
Yeah,
versus
it's gonna bug me though.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Um, yeah, it's pretty much paint by numbers here.
Yeah,
Raquel and Liv retaining the belts. Any thoughts on this at all?
yeah. Tate and Paxley.
Tatum Paxi, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all
Apologies
good,
if you're
bro.
listening. I'm pretty sure you're not, but
Yeah.
I apologize anyway.
Yeah, you listen to the legacy episodes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Decent match, but you knew the outcome in it.
Yeah.
You knew the outcome,
I
and it
thought,
made sense in the end as well. I couldn't actually see Becky and Lyra going into that match,
yeah, I
so
guess.
it
Yeah,
just
I
it just
guess.
all made sense in the end. I think
I
better
thought
dynamic.
I thought it was a decent match, but I just thought the crowd, it really did take away from it. It just felt like the energy vacuum of
Mm.
the crowd. It wasn't a good look in that sense. But the
It,
match,
it it takes away so much because maybe I might have deemed the episode a little bit more of a memorable one than it actually was. But like you say, the crowds do really make a difference, man.
they do indeed.
Yeah,
And then we had Ricky Saints come out afterwards.
yeah. I just like the guy, man.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Ricky Saints coming out with his belt, and
Mhm.
we had Lexus King come and challenge him and
Mhm.
say, "Title on title, let's do this." He got his Heritage Cup back from Penn and Teller,
Yeah, he
and
was running his mouth, but
yeah, the match was made by the Almighty Ava for next week. So I thought we was going to get a unification.
why
Oh,
you
and you,
say it like that?
Ava, she's the omnipotent. Was she like she's Ava in it? Like Ava, obviously most talented woman on the roster in it. So that's where we're at with that with Ava.
This guy.
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
So yeah. So I thought we was going to get Lexus King and Ricky Saints next week with both titles, but we got Lexus King versus Noam Dar, and Lexus
That's
King
brilliant. Yeah,
no longer has the Heritage Cup.
yeah.
I did
Went
not see
back
this
to
coming
its
at all.
rightful owner. I didn't see it coming at all. Went back to its rightful owner.
And hopefully they can continue having these Heritage Cup matches because that
Yeah.
was annoying me, man. Like just having the Lexus rules.
Well, yeah, that had gone back to the one for that he got it to the 1-4. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it will. I think it will. I think it will.
I flipping hope so, mate, because it for me it made no sense.
No, it defeats the objective of the cup, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I
so
like the Heritage Cup. I really did like the Heritage Cup matches. I liked it. It just felt like it was just added a bit of variety to the main like because we watched so much wrestling. It just made it different. I liked it. So I'm hoping they
mm,
bring it back. I'm hoping they haven't abandoned it. So
yeah.
any thoughts on Lexus King losing the cup? Any more thoughts? I mean,
I think I just go back to what Ricky Saint said to him about writing checks that his mouth can't cash,
yeah,
and it was proven. And yeah, obviously the element of surprise of Noam Dar turning up. Obviously, that was the agreement he had to have with Penn and Teller in order to get the cut back.
yeah.
And yeah, man, he was just caught, man. He was just caught out, and Noam Dar was up for it, and yeah, man, here we are,
I'd have liked to have seen Shakara Jackson and Lash Legend come out as well.
Yeah,
I feel like it looks like they've split. That's kind of splitting these two up. But they said he was from Metaphor, and I don't know.
yeah, and he's still got the same music,
Yeah,
similar
so
entrance. So,
I would have
but
liked.
they got rid of my man, the other one. He's on. He's on the other show, innit? Evolve
He's on Evolve.
or Romancer.
Oh, is he back in the oven for a bit more cooking now, isn't it? Yeah, but literally, I would have liked to seen them two come out and do a. I don't know, just acknowledge the fact that they're in the same group. I just felt it feels a bit odd. They wouldn't
Come out and
even.
celebrate with him, you mean?
Yeah, something, man. Just you're in the same group, but why would you just like leave him out there?
Mm, mm.
You know, I thought that was a bit mad, but who knows what they're gonna do? Maybe I think likely they're gonna split them up. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it'd be like a quiet split.
Yeah. Then we had Thea Hale versus Fallon Henley. We had
Yeah.
the nice backstage segment with a lot of the women interacting. NXT does this so well. Just
Mm,
like in 2 minutes, just accomplishes so much with so many different characters.
yeah.
Looks like they're planting a bit of seeds with Fallon Henley and I forgot her name in Fatal Fatal bloody hell. Sorry, forgive me for the names. Um,
JC Jane.
JC Jane, yeah, it looks like they're planting seeds for these two to have some conflict later down the line. Um, Thea Hell with absolutely infectious, borderline annoying energy, but
Mm-mm.
she is definitely watchable. What are your thoughts on the match and in fact the whole program with sorry this whole segment with Thea Hell?
Yeah, I think it was good. It was there was a bit more of an acknowledgement of her being back. It was good to sort of get the different divas perspectives on it all. And yeah, man, I just what caught me most of that segment was more when what's her name came in. Um, what's her name again? Leilani. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the names today, bro. So I'm
Yeah,
so sorry,
we
guys.
got to
But
get
Yeah, Kalani. There you go.
Kalani Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah, so in
Kalani
the
Jordan. There you
backstage,
go.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because and I'm just like I don't know. She's trying to be this character, and I'm just not buying it.
No,
I'm
I
just not
like
buying it.
Kalani, man. I
No,
disagree.
I no, 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 no. I like her. Like as far as like, I think she's great in ring and whatever. But this new person she's trying to be, I'm just not.
No, I
Ain't
don't
working
think
for me.
what I'm
Maybe it's
saying is
supposed to come across that way. I
it
don't know.
works for me. I actually do like it.
Yeah,
I actually do.
yeah.
I like the fact.
She's a bit of a tweener, isn't it?
I don't know. I just find it interesting. Like just uh, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is. I just like her. I just like her. Not like
I think that's what it is. Yeah,
I just like her, mate. I just yeah. I just do. I think I can't even explain it, man. I think sometimes you just like wrestlers. I think that's what it is. I just like her.
yeah.
Simple as
Yeah.
that.
I know what you mean. know what you mean. Yeah,
But I think what it is, maybe I'm just a bit blinded to the flaws of it a bit just because I like her. I think ultimately
mm.
you're probably a bit right, but I just ignore it purposely, Yeah.
I hear that,
It sounds
bro.
like I got a
I
crush on
hear
her.
that.
Not even like that, It's just I just like her.
Hey, it is
I
what it is,
try.
bro.
This is yeah. I don't know. I don't
Take
know.
that with Mellow, though. But yeah,
Oh yeah, it's Mellow's girl, isn't it? But
yeah,
yeah. No, just yeah. That's I think I
yeah.
would
Fair
like to
play,
see
fair
her
play.
with a bit more direction, but
Yeah, that too, that too. That I think that's adding to my view. I just don't take it seriously, bro.
fair
You know what I mean?
enough. Yeah,
I think that's a good point you just made there. I think that adds to that view.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
cool. Then we got Joe Hendry in the ring with Trick and Oba. Well, first of all, we got Trick coming out um, and Oba,
Mm.
and then Joe Hendry coming out of nowhere, joining these two. What did you feel about this?
Yeah, I liked it, man. It was good to sort of see him again, off the back of his appearance at Mania, and it was interesting. Uh, it was, and what I really enjoyed about that is he called Trick out. You know, and spoke about how he changed. and then made his sort of challenge to Obafemi, which I suppose was expected but unexpected all at the same time. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it. And obviously they both put a hurting on Trick in it,
They did.
so that kind of probably officialized to some degree his heel turn. Um,
Shall I tell you my
yeah,
thoughts
because
on
I
this?
gone.
I think we might be jumping the shark a bit with Joe Hendry. I think
How you
it's,
mean?
I think it's danger of borderline overkill with Joe. I feel like it was cool when he came out and it was like a novelty, but I don't take him seriously enough. I don't see him as a viable contender to these two.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I see what you mean.
do you know what I mean? And just it just screams comedy, and I just don't take him seriously. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just I feel like they've kind of like unlocked this thing with Joe Hendry, and it's like he's obviously like super good for like numbers on the internet and that, and
Mm,
it's like they keep like going back to it, and I don't see him being serious ever. I just seen him
mm.
with Oba and Trick. I just feel like
Out of place,
I
out of
just
depth.
yeah, I don't know, not even out of depth. Just this ain't your lane, man. This ain't your lane. I just feel like
Mm,
stay in your
mm.
lane, sort of thing. You know. What do you think about what I just said?
I think, yeah, I think I appreciate the perspective on it. He kind of did what. This is the thing. What he did, the route that he's taken, has come at the sacrifice of him being known for the in-ring skills, and I couldn't tell you his move set.
Yeah,
I don't know what his finisher is, what his signature moves are. I couldn't tell you that. What I can tell you is that this guy has a, you know, great theme song, catchy. He's a meme, bruv.
this is it. It's just like where are we going with this? Because he's a TNA World Champion. So like I just don't see. I just honestly I just don't see the point. Like I don't see why you continue with this guy. Like you're obviously not going to build a company around this guy. But mate, I think they really look at the numbers that he generates, and they're just trying to just squeeze as much as they can out of this. Like
It's a
until it's gonna be
businessman.
until the well's dry, man.
I don't know if they're just continuing to show me that Oba hasn't got any opponents, man.
It's very true.
Rusev could have gone on NXT, bro. I'll be real.
Rusev versus Oba, you've literally sold that in one sentence, man. You absolutely
Yeah.
sold that to me. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to get some sort of interaction with these three. I don't know what, but we're going to get something down the line with these three: Joe Hendry, Trick, and Oba. And
Mm.
actually the third part of the latter. So Trick and Oba, we had Javon Evans in their amazing triple threat at Stand and Deliver. He
Oh,
was actually
show
fa-
stealer, man.
facing Dark State. Um, he teamed up. Please remind me of his name.
Miles something. I forgot the
Yeah,
surname.
they had an interaction backstage. He said, "I've got your back." They had a match against Dark State. In between this, actually, we had segments from
Miles Bourne.
Miles Bourne. So we also had the segments from the D'Angelo family. So Stax
Mm.
was interacting. Oh, what's his name? Bloody hell! So he took him out to the
Oh,
desert.
with yeah,
Luke
Crucifina.
Luca, yeah. So
Luca, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then we had Tony interact with the lady.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I don't know. I just liked
Rizzo.
Rizzo. So I just liked the cinematic cuts in between the episode. I thought I think for me it was the highlight of the episode actually. The
Mm.
cinematic segments. Don't know if
Mm.
you wanted to comment on those.
Yeah. I mean, I like where it's obviously where it's heading. They're building the story there. Um, yeah. Initially, I thought. that my man had called Luca to sort of get him to side with him.
Yeah.
So when man basically called him to like kidnap him, I was like, right, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're not. I guess we're not seeing him on this week's episode of Evolve, innit?
Nah, he's not gonna be on the Evolve,
Yeah,
man. He's gonna.
yeah. That guy's in.
He's
That
somewhere.
guy's in someone's car boot, bro.
He's somewhere, man. He's somewhere. He's not on the Evolve, man.
Yeah, man's been
Yeah.
kidnapped, bro. He's in. Once he's in some big shed or some trap house somewhere with like a freaking surrounded by all these gangsters and this bag over his head.
Yeah, definitely.
Where am I?
Yeah. Oh gosh. They could have so much fun with this, man. Especially with the gangster thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
we don't see many gangster gimmicks like this in wrestling. So, I think
And
you're
it's
right.
good. It's been very consistent.
Yeah,
You know.
it's really good stuff. Yeah, we to go back onto the match. Do you have thoughts on this match? For me, it was quite forgettable.
Yeah, it was what it was, man.
Yeah,
Obviously, no quarter catch crew turned up because I think they were away at Bloodsport.
they were GCW. Yeah,
Yeah, so
Charlie Dempsey competed. Um,
they both did.
oh, they did. Yeah, both did. My bad. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah. So like you said, forgettable, man.
yeah.
Ready to move on.
At this point, the crowd definitely was like, it was just
Flat.
C's. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And up to this point, for me, it was quite a lukewarm episode of NXT. When we got to the main event, it was Stephanie Vaquer versus
Hmm.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this match?
Again, it was all right. I'll be honest. Even myself, I was a little bit, in and out. Kind of just wanted it to be over, but to be honest.
Yeah,
Um, but then it was kind of like the same old thing in the sense of after the win, you had Julia appear, you had Jordan Grace. I'm like, oh, give it up already. But
yeah,
but I suppose that, as I mentioned earlier, there needs to be some sort of finality around that
yeah.
before we see Stephanie moving on to the main roster. But bro, I'm gonna give an early shout now on episode 3, and say that she could win the Royal Rumble next year, bro.
Oh my God, absolutely. I'm willing to back that. Should we put the stocks in now? Should we buy some stocks now?
But I've put it in now, bro.
Okay,
Put it in
let's
now, my
look
G.
back in a year's time. What's the date today? It's the 26th of April.
Hmm.
Okay, we're gonna come back to episode 3. The
Hmm.
stocks have been purchased, people. We're gonna see. Let's see this. Let's see what happens to these stocks. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So, Roxanne again.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez.
Hmm.
What is going on with Roxanne Perez? I mean, okay, you can't win
She
every
she's
match.
gonna she's gonna get the push, man. They had a feature on Raw. I mean, look, they had her from last. Let's go from was it from last week when she at the end of no, sorry, at the end of Stand and Deliver, she approached Stephanie Vaquer,
Yeah,
and then they had her on Raw, and then obviously they main evented in NXT. Yeah, I think she'll go to the main roster now.
she's just
Like,
taking a lot of L's though for me.
yeah, she is, man. But the reason for it, I'm not sure. But I think now it's done. I don't need to be seeing her on NXT again. Like,
Yeah,
what else is there for her to do there?
yeah. One would hope so. Anyway, one would hope so. Like,
She's only going to get wasted further and further. They actually have to pull the trigger now and have her
yeah,
on the main roster.
for sure.
Like, she can't. She actually can't survive another week in NXT, bro. That's the reality.
Yeah, they overcooked it, man.
It's done.
To be honest, she should have been on the main roster 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's another story in itself, mate.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's rate NXT out of 10. What would you give it?
Yeah, I'd give it a 6, bro.
6. I don't know.
You give it less, yeah.
It's very meaty. I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm gonna stick with my 6. But
let's
yeah,
let's go. Let's yeah. Let's go halfway. 5.5.
yeah. Let's go 5.5.
5.5. Yeah. Come on NXT. I know that this. I usually It's usually not a wasted minute with this show, but I think we're gonna see a lot of obviously it's gonna come to a point where as we're gonna reveal in SmackDown, they're gonna have to do a lot of rebuilding because they're gonna have a lot of people getting called up eventually.
Yeah,
Which
yeah. The men's roster needs to get rebuilt, man.
for
For the
sure,
main event picture, man.
for sure.
Um,
But listen, we've come great strides from where we were with NXT 3 years ago with the rebrand, and we're
yeah, this is
I'm
this is
absolutely
what they were
treating it.
working for, man. This is what
Yeah,
they were doing.
is absolutely a third brand now. I mean, it was obviously in the black and gold days, but they've
Hmm.
definitely like rebuilt it as I see it as another show. I don't see it as developmental. So here we are with it, and yeah, we move on to SmackDown. Okay, we
Yeah,
had SmackDown coming from Fort Worth, Texas.
yeah.
We had once again the crowd panning out, um, and John Cena's music hitting. We had the plain ass writing on the screen, same thing as Raw, and we had him coming out. Our dog, I'm gonna say it. Get this man off my screen. I'm already sick of him. I'm already sick of him.
Hey,
I had to
if
get it
that's
out
how you
there.
feel,
I had to get it
if
out
that
there. I was sick of
if
him
that
already.
if that's how you feel, they're doing their job.
No, it's not. It's not even that. It's. I think I've
He's doing
just.
his
It
job.
doesn't matter if he's a face. It doesn't matter if he's a heel. I can't stand to see his face. Our dog. Please tell me I'm not going mad. I just hate seeing this guy's face.
uh,
No, I feel like it's 2006, like five, and we're seeing this guy way too much already. I'm sick of him already. I got 26 more dates of this guy.
mm,
I'm fed up with him already, man. I am number
I
one
hear you,
Cena
bro.
hater, man. Most overrated wrestler of all time. I'm saying it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
I
is.
don't disagree. I don't disagree.
I'm giving him his flowers. Yeah, great on the mic. Whatever, man. Whatever. I have to. It's obligation because
Yeah,
you got to be fair. But personal taste. Get this guy off my screen. The
yeah.
company doesn't need him.
Mm.
He's not needed.
Nah.
Okay, that's my thoughts during SmackDown watching this guy. I don't know. I had to get it out there, Al Dog. I had
Yeah,
to get it out there. What are you
sounds like
thinking? Like
that was brewing. That was brewing,
I
man.
had to say it, bro. I had to. It was because the thing to say now is like it's cool to like this guy, innit? I gotta keep it a buck. I can't stand this guy. I can't stand it. I don't care if he's a face, a heel, a tweener. Listen, I can't stand this guy, man. This
Mm,
guy is just his face. Just get his face off the TV, man. Like, what was your
yeah.
thoughts on the second promo this week from John Cena on SmackDown? And then
Um.
obviously the build into the eventual Randy Orton match at Backlash.
Yeah, I like that there was a bit more of a dialogue this time around. Um. Yeah, and to be, I like it, and do you know what? I'm giving it a chance, man. That's the thing. I'm giving it a chance. I know this is something I'm still trying to. I'm actually just trying to enjoy it. I'm not trying to pick it too much, pick it apart too much, because this was something that we weren't, we never thought we'd get. So I'm just seeing how it plays out, bro. This was what I anticipated to be happening. That they were going to be the next. That all was going to be the next title defense. And yeah, I just like the interaction, man. And for me, it was just the dynamic. It was just like, and even Orton alluded to it, that he's now the good guy and he's the bad guy,
Yeah, it's interesting in that sense.
So yeah, I get where you're coming from. As far as the overrated and all that aspect, oh, bro, I'm with you 100%, bro.
He is,
100%.
man. He is
Like he number one overrated, bro. Like
big time,
over Hogan, mate.
big time.
They say that about Hogan or whatever, but no, this guy's number one overrated, bro. I'll be real.
Absolutely.
I'll be real. I'll be real.
Absolutely. Not
I'll
to
be
say
real.
he doesn't have skill, okay? That's
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
disclaimer.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
put it out there. I'm not discrediting this guy's he's obviously he's got skills. It's just I'm
But
talking as a personal taste. I've got no interest in seeing this guy on TV.
mm, mm, yeah, yeah.
I just have to say it, man.
No, fairs, fairs.
Okay, so John Cena opened the show on SmackDown. Randy Orton giving him the RKO for the second
Yeah,
time this week,
yeah.
holding the belt high in the sky while his music plays. And then we
Mm.
got onto the debut of Fraxium
Oh my
on
god.
SmackDown.
Oh my goodness. I did not expect that.
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness. That was a brilliant match.
It was.
What a debut. What a debut. And these guys, yeah. I mean, what's his name's match with Gunther was all right. But Nathan Frazier's match against Ray Phoenix was, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Bro, all gas, no brakes,
Oh,
bro.
oh yeah, for sure.
Like, honestly, but do you know, I was really happy because I was thinking with this TLC match, I thought, okay, that's going to be like the end of that feud. Again, criminal that I didn't get on the main event, but we'll come to that. But I just like there's a new tag team's been added to the division. Is the point
Yeah.
I want to make. Yeah,
It's pretty stacked on SmackDown, isn't it?
yeah,
Sounds like Raw could have probably done with a Fraxium, I think.
bro. It's not like Raw hasn't got the tag teams though. It's just they're just not using them. Like, bro, you forget you got Austin Theory and my man's there,
Grayson Waller.
Theory and Warner, bro.
But who cares
It's a
about
bit
them?
mad that yeah, but it's a bit mad they're not. It's a bit mad they're not even getting any time though. You know,
Yeah, it's a bit
at least I
weird.
think so.
I still would like to see these belts unified. I think across the two shows, I think it's not really helping having two belts.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I just anyway, but yeah, it was obviously great match. I really like Fraxium. I watch him as much as absolute opposite to John Cena for me. Like when John Cena's on TV, I'm scrolling my phone. Fraxium's on TV, I'm watching the TV. That's the
mm,
difference. So
yeah.
yeah, good to see them do their thing. And then we had Tiffy Time next.
Mm,
Tiffy Time, she come out and basically told everybody what time it was. Fresh off
mm,
Charlotte's a victory over Charlotte Flair. By the way,
mm.
I don't know if you did you hear about this roast?
WrestleMania, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
did have you read the quotes? Apparently they went in on Charlotte during the roast, like properly.
So
They didn't.
she went up there, yeah, yeah. They
No, no.
said stuff about her face.
So it wasn't like she went up there. I think it was more the roasters actually went after her. So she must have been in the audience, and they just made
Oh,
jokes
okay,
about her.
like they said something about her face and stuff.
I think they just went after her, like her marriages, her failed marriages, just everything,
Oh
man.
man,
So I think she got it quite
oh man,
brutally at this roast.
oh man.
So it's a bit of an odd decision to do this roast, and and to not even televise it as well. I think,
And well, they couldn't televise it, bro.
but then why have it? What's the point?
Just one of those things, like bro, it's just more money, bro. They're in
I just don't
Vegas.
get it.
It's all in theme with what they're doing. Because this stuff they won't be doing again. I don't think. I think this is like a one off for this year's Mania. It makes sense now, oh, mate. It makes sense now with how underwhelming it was. Like they just packed up. They just packed so much around the event. Like I've not seen this much extracurricular activities around any other manias like this year's Mania.
That's very true.
Roast of WrestleMania, all these WrestleMania after darks, and
Yeah, that's
they were
true.
just. But I think the good thing about that though, I think they're gonna do something similar for each city they're in. So not the exact thing, but they'll try and do things. So like you got the term what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I think they'll be in line with the culture is what I'm saying. So
Okay,
obviously next year's New Orleans should be very interesting
okay,
from that
okay.
perspective. So I think more from that kind of perspective, like in touch with, the culture of the area that they're in,
Yeah,
that they're covering.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can see that for sure.
which I think is really good. You
Yeah,
know,
okay.
yeah,
So back onto SmackDown, we had Tiffany Stratton gloating, and then Jade Cargill of all women
yeah.
coming out to confront Tiffany. And I actually thought we was gonna get this on a pay per view. To get it immediately, I could not believe it. And you know what else I couldn't believe?
Yeah,
This was a good match.
yeah,
We got this is awesome chance in a Jade Cargill match. Um,
yeah. I mean, listen, let's keep it a buck. There were a few mishaps, but they done all right. Like it was weird. Do you know what was so weird? There was this exchange where I think was it a bit where she kind of like power bombed and did like this sit down power bomb,
yeah,
but like the exchange and lead up to it was just a bit, But there was some things they masked quite well, and they just adjusted to and were like, okay, this ain't gonna work. Let me try this instead.
yeah,
Like but it came off well. It came off well. I was happy for them because obviously, even with Tiffany, she kind of slipped on the ropes when she was trying
yeah. The
to
the
go for a
moonsault.
finisher. But I'm glad that they prevailed, man, because I want to see Jay do well, man.
Oh, for sure,
I really do. I
absolutely,
really do. I really do.
absolutely.
Like it's one of those things where you could sit there and say, "Oh, she's not ready," but how do you get ready, bruv?
You got to throw her in, don't you?
At some point, you got to throw her out there, bruv.
Yeah,
You sink or swim, you know.
I
So,
agree.
yeah. So I think she's getting her reps in, man, and yeah, man, because this is the only way she's gonna get better.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
mean, it's definitely a thing where with Jade, same with Kalani Jordan. Is I'm very guilty. I'm very biased. I'm just gonna put it out there. Always, all day. You heard what I felt about John Cena. Same with Jade. Like,
Mm.
same with Kalani Jordan. I will look past a wrestler's limitations if I like them. I simply
Oh
would.
yeah, Jade's a freaking star, man.
And no, but Jade especially is very limited, very very limited. But I
Mm.
purposely ignore these limits because I like her. I simply like Jade Cargill. Okay, I'm guilty of it. All right, I like her. But even with that hat on, I am always I do have to say I'm always skeptical when she has a match.
Mm.
And I'll be honest, I'm kind of expecting her to f up. And I shouldn't be thinking that about a wrestler.
You're
But
expecting her to in how do you mean, like in
I
the
don't
ring?
know. You never expecting the match to be smooth, are you? Is that just me or
Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I let it go. I give her benefit of doubt because she's so great. But I feel like, well, that's not really fair that I think that about her. But BFAB's not even allowed to have a minute on TV. You know, so it's just
Not,
like,
not anymore.
well, I don't know. But for me, with that aside, this was actually genuinely a good match. Yeah, God, this is awesome, Chan. Um, it was very watchable, very very watchable. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this match?
I enjoyed it, man. I did enjoy it. Like it was one of those where the mistakes were there, but they weren't like, oh, that's cringe or like. I enjoyed it. I was rooting for them to have a good match, man,
Yeah,
and I think that's what helped me enjoy it.
yeah,
Yeah, man. I'm all for them, man.
for sure. Okay, and then we had Naomi come out actually and confront Jade, and we're still not seeing the end of that. Looks like we're going to see a continuation of that story. Still no Bianca, but we saw that she had an injured hand. Um, yeah, I just
We,
saw
we, we- we'll get
Eubank
some
Jr.
answers eventually.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then we had Nia Jax making her triumphant return,
so happy.
raising the belt above Tiffany Stratton. Where the hell has she been?
And they never finished that beef as well, so they'll get to pick up from it.
Where the hell has she been? Honestly, because for me, this should have been a Mania match. As much as I'm a big Charlotte fan, um, I think we should have got Nia versus Tiffany at Mania. For me, that made
That's
more
what I thought
sense.
was happening. That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah, that should have been the match at Mania, but it looks like we're gonna see some sort of like conclusion Oh, what are you munching now? I can hear you munching.
Some waffles.
Waffles. Okay. Yeah, we so hopefully we see some sort of like resolution for Tiffany Stratton there and
Bro.
Nia Jax. Something. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see at the end of this Stratton with the belt still, but listen, I'm actually okay with it. I'm okay to
Yeah.
see Nia versus Tiffany. Um, yeah, originally a great cash in, great moment, and felt like they just pressed pause on it. It looks like no Candice LeRae. I can't see her anywhere. I think
Well, let's see what happens going forward. But bro, side point, man. Just this fight, bro. These men are bloodied up, you know.
I saw. Yeah, I see.
Bro, there was even blood on the ref's shirt, cuz. What's going on?
At the time of recording, we just had the decision. Eubank Junior with the win. Um,
Yeah,
this
Conor Ben was a lot more emotional, man. Like, bro, when a man slap an egg in your face, like, bro, it's gonna get you.
yeah
You know what I mean?
yeah. I've seen the
So
fallout. They're all in the ring. It looks like we might have to run it back. It looks like that's gonna have to be the story, man. They're gonna have to run this back. This match.
it's easy money, though, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's sold out Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, they're gonna have to run it back, and I'm pretty sure they will.
Mm.
But yeah, moving on to SmackDown again, we had Fatu Fatu coming out with his sideman,
Fa! Two!
his sideman Solo Sokoa, looking like a real
Bro,
sideman,
bro.
looking really like a sideman.
Trying to convince me he's the boss when he's really the side man. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, don't like with that in mind. Listen, I
Mhm.
actually do like Solo. I still do.
I like him as well.
I do like him, but it's obvious like what they're doing, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Mm.
Um, but Fatu is just absolutely electric, man. So magnetic, man. He is
He's just undeniable, isn't he?
he's just a man.
Undeniable.
Fatu is, and it's just like okay, it's like obviously there is always the dark cloud, for want of a better term, with Triple H and his booking of listen. I'm gonna say it as is black wrestlers, but obviously Fatu obviously not black, but obviously he is of the culture. We have to say that
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
of the
yeah.
culture. Okay, he's getting the invite to the barbecue all day. In fact, he's probably
Oh,
hosting.
gas, no brakes.
He's
Wait.
hosting the barbecue. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He's the
for
one
real.
on the barbecue. He's got the steaks. Okay,
Mm.
Fatu he is that guy. Okay,
Yep.
so to see this man on my TV in a position where it's strong, I like to see it, and it gives me some hope. Triple H can sort it out with the black man. But
Well, we'll come to that. I'm glad you mentioned that bit. I wanted to talk about Montez Ford, but we'll get there.
yeah, so we had that set up, and then we had LA Knight come out and confront him. Looks like he's in the like merry-go-round with this US belt, and then Drew confronting the both of them, and we got the match set up later in the night with Drew and LA Knight for the number one contendership. But
Mhm.
before we got to that, actually, any thoughts on that segment at all?
Um, it was all right. I mean, I was surprised to see Drew come out. So when he did, I was like, oh, okay, pleasant surprise. And I thought, well, he's never won the US belt, so I suppose that's something a bit different. I like that he called out Jacob right away. Um, I liked his little back and forth with LA Knight. And for a second, I thought he got LA Knight, and then LA Knight came back at him and said, "I talk about your title reign, but I couldn't remember it."
Yeah, that
I
was
was like,
good.
"Yeah,
That was a
I
good
was
get
happy,
back.
man. I was happy because I thought, you got to be able to think quick on your feet, man. Like Drew's freaking vicious, mate.
Yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean?" So yeah, man. So I was happy. I was happy. Yeah, happy enough with the segment. Yeah.
That was good. Then we had Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green with her Secret Hervis.
Yeah. I didn't want to believe that she was going to lose, but all signs were pointing towards it.
Yeah,
But the win did come quite suddenly. I felt. It just came to a bit of a sudden.
Yeah, they got ejected and it just like came quickly after that, didn't it?
Yeah, but not just that, but it was like obviously I understand her finisher, but there was no like setup for it. Does that make sense?
I hear it. Can I before we
It
get
just
there,
yeah.
can I just say,
Mhm.
mate, Selena Vega's music is flipping terrible, man.
Mm.
It's absolutely like, and for me, it just completely. I can't take her seriously with that crap music. Like,
I'm trying to think why they
sort it
moved
out.
her to SmackDown. They split why they split her off from the. I reckon the only reason I feel like the only reason they did that was to because they knew that's what they were going to put her husband, bro.
Yeah, I guess
That's what
so.
it feels like.
I guess
That's
so.
what it feels like because it didn't make any sense why they split her from thing. But then I suppose obviously look they gave her the belt, so that had to factor in there as well because I'm not sure how many. She only had like the same challenges. It was like BFAB and freaking what's her name,
Beachin.
Meechin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm happy for her. And yeah,
I'm happy too, but I'm really sad
I
for
want
Chelsea.
Jocelyn to win it back. Yeah, I want her to
Yeah,
win it back.
win it back
I don't
quickly,
mind that.
man.
I think she'll get a second reign.
I hope so. I
Yeah,
hope
yeah,
so.
yeah. I think she'll win it back
So
because
yes,
she's only just started to build her secret herbalist, man. Like this whole thing now, like this whole part of her character has been built around her winning this US belt.
mm,
So her not winning, like all that goes away.
yeah, for sure.
So
So speaking of her husband,
oh,
we had the Miz in the ring talking a load of waffle, and we
hmm
had the return of Alistair Black.
yes,
This was wicked, man. I'm
mm,
really happy he's back.
yes.
Really, really happy he's back.
See, I'm more excited about him being back than Rusev.
It just adds, yeah, definitely just it's similar to the Gunther thing, and yeah, it didn't work out in AEW, but I just feel like it's just so interesting to watch what he does. It's super psychological, his
Mm.
character, and I love his finisher, man. The Black Mass, man, is when he hit that on Miz, I was like, yeah, yeah, we're cooking, man. Like he's so good in the ring, and just like just super psychological, and
And
I
you know
love me
what's so
some.
crazy?
What's that?
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, what's so
Like
crazy?
just before he left, it looked like they were starting to do something with him
It
on Raw.
was. It was very abrupt, wasn't it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, they've. I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, obviously, Vince in it. So, but
Mm.
listen, we're hopefully going to correct the wrongs of the past, and we're going to strap the rocket to this guy. Do you see him as a future world champion?
It's possible, but I don't know. Like I'm looking at his age as well. Um, because bro, he's the same age as like Roman and all them, man. You know. But okay, the long and short the answer is no. I don't.
I also don't think so.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
don't.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there isn't. Not everyone can be the champion, bro. Just ask Sammy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'll Sammy that. But I definitely see there being a place for him on the roster, especially with his unique, like, obviously, moveset and his character. So you think the opposite of Rusev here?
Yeah, yeah. What? Listen, man. I'm not shooting down Rusev. It's just I'm more excited about Alistair Black.
Okay, I hear that.
You know.
I hear that.
Yeah, with Rusev, like I would have been excited about that maybe 2, 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Like as excited.
I hear it.
Yeah, I just feel like now, like he's come. You got to look. You got to look at the two of them. Yeah, Alistair Black was still on TV, bro, before he left to come. This guy had been missing for how long?
Yeah,
So, which means his best work, even at AEW, was behind him,
yeah.
and then he was just into obscurity, mate.
Mm.
So,
Okay, so we'll definitely watch this space with Alistair Black. Then we had LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre for the number one contendership. This match ended in I think it was double disqualification. Was it?
no, it was
It was a
Drew.
non-finish.
No, yeah, but Drew. I think Drew won though. because he was actually attacked by Priest, and that's when the bell was rang. So I think
Okay.
he probably would take the fall based on that.
But then didn't the ref see Solo attacking LA Knight as well? I think that's where they was running with it.
Uh,
So this,
y-
I'm not sure there was a
yeah,
definitive finish.
okay.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think they said in the thing, so it might have been a no contest actually. Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, it might have been a no contest there.
regardless, we saw basically the continuation of the Priest and McIntyre feud.
Hmm.
How you feeling about that? Oh gosh, where's this gonna go? I'm looking forward to this. I think I'm being really harsh on Priest, but listen, I'm a fan. I'm allowed to
But
think what I think.
listen, man, it's, it's my opinion, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like, listen,
But yeah, I'm just not excited about it, bro. I'll be real.
yeah,
Like
but
I feel like their match. I think I don't know. Maybe they're gonna run like a you know a best of three or whatever, and I think they probably just want to get my man to get a win over him on the.
I think so. I think Triple H loves him, man. He really does. He's just not giving up on him, is he?
Uh,
He's just his boy, man. It's just yeah, yeah. But
yeah, I don't
uh,
know, man.
I don't know if we're going to factor these two in the US picture as well, because obviously we had the segment ended, well, the match and then the segment afterwards ended with Fatu on top, and he
Yeah,
attacked Priest as well, didn't he? So I think we're going to get a fatal
yeah.
four way there. Looks like
Well, this is what I'm thinking. A multi-man will finally get that multi-man match. Um,
backlash.
depends if they go with five matches on the card. Yeah, maybe it's possible. Well, actually, yeah, Jacob Fatu, bro, come on. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, gives him a chance to show out, man.
it'd be good. It'd be good.
So yeah, very, very,
I'll
very possible.
definitely watch that. Definitely watch that. With
Mhm.
well, definitely be looking forward to watching that. Should I say?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, any more thoughts on that at all?
Um, well, the match.
Or just everything like yeah, Fatu on top, looking very strong.
Listen, man, like it's how can it not end with that being the case, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's just brilliant, man, brilliant.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of brilliant, that leads us on to the main event of SmackDown and um, quite literally the crescendo to a very eventful Mania week. The SmackDown after Mania, we had a good amount of time for this match, half an hour, um, for
Oh yeah.
TLC with the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY versus Street Profits.
Mm,
Outdog,
big axe.
what the hell? What the hell was this not like? Why was this not a Mania?
Bro, don't
What
trigger me.
what I can
Don't
say
trigger me.
is at least like
Don't
they were
trigger me.
given the time. Like the fact it was on TV and it was commercial free, I think it
That
gave them the respect that at least they got to tell their story.
that was the trade. That
Yeah,
was the
that
trade.
was the trade off. You're right,
Yeah. So
but this was too good to be on TV, man.
ridiculous, mate. You imagine this match in place of the New Day one now
Oh, don't even go there. Don't even go there. That
on night one, and what are we thinking about night one now?
exactly.
If that happens, you know.
For me, that match was up there with the two. Oh, well, with all the triple threats, actually, if we're talking each night, because we had Standard deliver their triple threat, night one
Mm,
and night two, all the triple threats.
mm.
Like this is up there with them for me.
Oh yeah, 100%,
Seriously, like
100%. This is like 20. I think that was the 25th anniversary of the first TLC, because I think the first TLC was SummerSlam
SummerSlam
2000.
2000, yeah,
Yeah, so coming up to this year would have been 25 years.
yeah.
But these guys showed out, man.
But speaking of
These
that,
guys showed out.
I
Unique
loved,
offense.
I loved the callbacks to like. There's obviously paying homage to obviously the original TLC teams. We saw the spear from Angelo
Yeah, Yeah,
onto
and through a
Champa
table as well. Yeah,
through a table. So
that was crazy.
obviously call
That was
back to Edge
crazy.
and Jeff Hardy. We had the
Yeah,
Street Profits call for the tables as well.
bro. Yeah, did you see, yo? Did you see the gear?
Yeah,
Montez Ford, bro.
it's cold.
Bro, these guys need to pull the trigger with this guy, man. I'm sick of it, mate. I'm sick of it.
Okay, let's
I'm
talk
sick of
because you
it.
did mention
This
this
guy
earlier.
came out. This guy came out. Freaking HBK, like, because they were in Texas, innit?
Yeah.
So they wore like their gear was like attributed to Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
So if you actually see the entrance gear he wears, like Montez, he's wearing like some proper like HBK garb with a cowboy hat as well.
Yeah.
Look, literally looking like a black HBK as he comes out.
So what do you reckon? Is they telling
And
us
I'm
something
just
there?
like, bro, like, come on, man. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? And then
What
when
do
the
you
match
want?
came,
What do you want,
and when
Outdog?
the match came, hold on, and when the match came, this guy was showing out, bro.
He was.
Showing out, man. Like I want them to pull the trigger, bro.
But what does pull the trigger mean? What does
It
it mean,
means
Outdog?
because I need to see that they're gonna back a black man, bro. And
Yeah,
and and not just for the sake of backing a black man, bro. This guy's got everything, mate.
he has.
He's got all the ingredients.
Yeah.
You keep a man in a tag team, bro. Allow it, cuz. And
If,
even that tag team, they should have a lot more reigns than they do now. They waited 4 years, bro,
yeah.
to win this title. I'm sorry, man. They kept. Fortunately, they were so good that they couldn't keep them off Mania, bro. They were out of Mania every year,
Yeah.
except this year of weird. But they were out of Mania every year because and they were always the ones winning those tag team. I think they were. Well, I tell you, like Mania 38, they were against Orton and what's his name,
It's a riddle,
Matt.
isn't it?
Yeah, Riddle and Alpha Academy
Yeah.
triple threat in that match. They're 39. They were in that tag team something, but they won that. And then obviously last year with Bobby and against Cross and
Those
AOP and that.
people's, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they got to do something, bro. They got to do something, man.
What do you want to see?
Um, Anything that makes them go solo, bro. I don't care how they do it. I don't care if one goes Raw, one goes SmackDown. I don't care if he turns on him or my man turns on the other. I don't care. Just do it.
Okay, but what does the solo run look like? I'm gonna ask a question like
Yeah,
titles or what we looking at?
that's definitely the aim. I mean, he could easily, if he's built properly. Let's say they break up today, yeah.
Yeah,
If he's built properly and they're building, why can't he? Well, obviously Jacob and Solo and whatever, but he could have like a US title run. Start doing open challenges, having
absolutely.
banger after banger.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And he could win like a world heavyweight title. He could potentially win a Royal Rumble.
yeah.
Let's keep it a bucket. Who's so better than him?
That's uncomfortable questions being spoken
I've
here,
got
boy.
I've got to be. I've got to be.
Uncomfortable
I've
questions.
got to be. And look, don't get me wrong. I like Jay, bro. I like Jay.
Yeah,
Like I'm all for that story. I wanted him to like win and get to the position he's in. I want him to have a good title run. Like this guy was part of a monstrous storyline which has spanned over 5 years.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we're here now. All that stuff Roman was talking about making the main event Jay, and look at that now. He truly is that, in
yeah,
essence. But you're telling me this guy can't do it? Because we could talk about for the culture, but this guy's actually black, bro.
yeah.
Let's
But
allow it, man.
that he
I'm
is.
not doing it anymore, bro.
It's true.
Yeah, episode 3, we're getting ourselves cancelled. I'm going for it, bro. Nah, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't tell me this guy is not as good, if not better. There's no way you can tell me that.
I will say
There's no way.
in defense because I have to say something like to
Of course you do.
add some balance. Okay, I will say in defense, at least it looks like the presentation of the Street Profits has improved significantly. The music is
Oh, big
terrible.
time.
I have to say that the music is terrible, but
Yeah.
actually they look way better. It just I don't know, like, they just seem colder. I just think they seem colder, and like yes, I do ultimately agree with absolutely everything you're saying. I do, but listen, I want to see these things as well. But in
Mm.
the meantime, at least I'm seeing these guys actually putting work and looking like stars. Because even Angelo Dawkins is looking like a star.
Oh yeah, listen, I don't dislike him either, man. But I'm just when I see performances like tonight, man, I'm just like, bro,
Yeah,
you got a freaking gem on your hands.
they have. They have,
Man, this
man.
guy could be a male equivalent of his wife, bro.
For sure.
This
I
guy could be a big star, man.
totally agreed. I think they
You
even
know,
said, I think they did a thing with women. I think women find him like top three, like in terms of like handsome in the company. See, like you've got it there, like
I'm not surprised.
literally
They
you got
did
it
that.
there.
They did a poll like that, and Cody won it. That's how he became Dash and Cody Rhodes.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, he beat Cena because Cena was number two. All the girls they asked all the girls at the
S-
time.
So they can they've got something there with and obviously yeah, yeah, he's brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant in the ring. Brilliant promo. Just I agree, man. I agree. I tried to offer some sort of alternative opinion, but ultimately
Yeah,
I'm with you with that 100%.
yeah,
But
and he's sorry to cut you. He's got this like he's like a universal black. He's not like he's black like you could see him with a white girl, you could see him with a black. He's that kind of black. Do you know what I mean? He appeals to the masses. That kind of. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't think Triple H knows what you mean though. I don't think he
Nah,
knows.
he knows, man. He knows. If he don't know, HBK knows.
I trust you.
uh,
Yeah, okay. So with that wraps up SmackDown. Let's give SmackDown a rating out of 10. What are you saying about SmackDown?
I'm gonna give it a seven, bro.
7?
Yeah.
No way.
Nah,
I
yeah.
completely
I
disagree.
think the Drew LA Night match. The segment. Eh.
Oh, I don't know.
Um,
I disagree
the
completely.
yeah. Or at best, I couldn't give it any more than an eight. It's not a
I
nine,
think
that's
it's
for
at
sure.
least an 8 for me. At least. If
If I said at least, nah, it's
I'm
eight
willing to give it a
maximum.
9.
No,
Seriously.
no, 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 no. I'll meet you halfway with eight. No, it is not a nine.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because SmackDown,
I
okay.
love it for you though, because I know how you've been feeling about
Yeah,
SmackDown. So
SmackDown has been poor, okay? It has been really poor. We got significant stories developing on SmackDown for the first time it feels like in forever. And we
mm,
got a damn near classic for free in the main
mm,
event.
mm,
We got a debut of an
mm.
interesting character. We got the return of obviously Nia Jax.
Your boy Cena.
Yeah, we even got at the start Cena. Listen, this is the first SmackDown. It felt like in the 3 hour era where it felt like they didn't really waste any of the time.
Any of the time, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
just felt
I'm
like
giving it an eight though. I'll give it an eight, bro. I'll give it an eight.
I think 8 is at least the least it deserves. But yeah, I think let's meet halfway with an 8. It was
Yeah.
superb, man. SmackDown was absolutely superb, absolutely
Mm,
superb, and capped off with an amazing TLC match at the end. So
yeah.
that wraps up our reviews for the TV show. So we're going to move on to a new weekly segment. Well, obviously the whole pod is new, but you will now hear this for the first time, so it's new for you. So
Da-da, da-da.
let's have it, man. So we're gonna do some rankings. So Aldog,
Yeah.
you've actually got some rankings if you want to share what you've got.
Yes, sir. So we've got top five of the week across the week, both on the men's side as well as the women's side.
Yeah.
Being the gentleman that I am, we're going to go ladies first.
Okay.
So
Let's see your top five women's then.
So top five women's. Now in position number five, I'm actually putting Roxanne Perez.
Oh wow.
Reason I'm putting her in there, yeah. Reason I'm putting her in there is obviously post um what's it called? Post Stand and Deliver,
Yeah.
her getting in Stephanie Vickers' face, and then also getting herself on the Raw episode and being a disruptor in that process. And then after that, also following through with the main event with Stephanie Vickers as well.
Okay.
So that's what I put in there. Number four, I put in Nia Jax, man. The return, man, of Nia Jax. Absolutely missed her. And yeah, she just never got. It's only because she got taken out quite early, but she should have been on the Mania card, man, somehow.
Yeah, for
With
sure.
all that she'd built up. They could have. I don't know. I don't want to say they could have done a triple threat because it's been triple threat crazy this whole weekend.
There's a lot of triple
So,
threats, man.
yeah, trust. So yeah, so just on her return, really, and just looking real strong in that process. Number three,
Yeah,
Zelina Vega, man.
you have to. Yeah,
Um, yeah, man. This is big for her, man. She's had run of ups and downs. I think they initially, she was the first Queen's Crown. She was the first Queen of the Ring.
yeah,
Um, and then she had that little run with Carmella. They won the tag belts. And then I think she got injured, or Carmella got injured, and that kind of split up. And yeah, so she's just been a bit up and down. Then they put her with LWO, and so I'm glad she's kind of these. Well, I'm glad these titles were introduced first of all,
yeah.
which has now opened up these opportunities for people like her and the Meachins and that of this world. And fair play to her, man, for winning the women's US belt.
Okay.
Number two,
Wait,
number
wait.
two.
Before you say your number
Okay,
two,
okay.
I feel like I know who the next two are. I'd be very interested to know how you've ranked them.
I'm gonna explain my reasons.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who's your number two?
my number two. It's a combination of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They're my
Wow.
number twos. Yeah, they're my number twos. Um, Reclaiming their tag belts, making the Judgment Day strong again, bringing multiple belts back to the band, and then also going across over to NXT and defending them as well. Just looking strong in the process. Also on the fact that they're now four-time women's tag team champions, history upon history. So I'll put them there in second place. And then
You know what?
number one,
I did not expect you to say that for number two. I thought I had a completely different. I didn't know you was going to say that, but yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I totally agree.
yeah, and well, this is only accurate because of how I went with. I ranked them per show, and then I just kind of did an average, worked it across like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then number one, La Primera, man,
La Primera.
Stephanie Vaquer, man. It's only right. It's only right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No US guy?
Nah,
Nah.
didn't do enough.
Are you kidding me?
Stephanie Vaquer. No, I'm being serious. Stephanie Vaquer, on Monday Night Raw, makes a statement coming over as NXT women's champion, challenges the women's world champion.
Yeah,
They have a freaking barn burner, which obviously is then disrupted, which segues into their main event for the next night, closing out that show. They're just standing strong, man. And obviously with a target on their back, as you do, being the champ.
yeah,
La Primera, man.
yeah. Okay. Hard to disagree with that, to be fair. So that's the top five women's. Let's see the men's then. What you got for the men's?
Uh, One second. Uh, yes, for the men's. number number five. I'm gonna say Noam Dar. For
Oh
his
wow.
return. Yeah,
Okay.
number five. For his return. Um, Putting on a good. Don't know about the haircut though. Putting on a good performance and winning the Heritage Cup. and we're hoping and praying as the rightful owner, um, that he restores it back to its former glory. And the in other words, the rules, the original rules
Yeah,
of that. Okay, number four, Fraxium, bro.
yeah,
Fraxium. Oh man, what a debut! No, literally, they're the epitome of what Jacob had to be talking about, bro. All gas, no brakes with it.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. Yes. Number three, Jacob Fatu. This guy, man, is just. What more do we need to say, man?
He's just a bad
This
man.
guy just looks so absolute bad, man. But
Yeah,
Rihanna, I mean,
it
you know what I mean?
elevates every show he's on.
Fatu. Yeah, man, absolute bad, man. This one was tricky, yeah. This one was tricky. But they edge it. Number two is is Street Profits DIY and MCMG, bro.
Okay,
For the TLC match, a classic, bro. A
it was.
classic, man. A classic. The spots, man. What they done across that. It was brilliant, man, because they had it was the way they had me believing at times. Because initially I'm like, yeah, Profits are defending, man, for sure. They're retaining.
Yeah,
And then obviously there was like, oh no, hold on. But then I felt like, well, if someone should win, it should be MCMG, and they get second title run, and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they done really well, so I'll put them as my two. Number one, I'm actually putting Randy Orton.
wow.
Reason being, um, bruv, man's coming out after the freaking last world champion, the well, the guy who just took off the QB one,
Yeah,
um, and also in spirit of Cody as well, and obviously he got the best of John on both occasions,
yeah,
and also was able to walk away with getting the match that he wanted in his hometown in front of his family. So that's why I put him number one. Yeah.
nice. I like
Now,
very interesting top five. Very interesting top
mhm,
five.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. hmm
So is you gonna add to that?
Yeah, I was just gonna talk about the other one we mentioned about the L of the week and the W of the week.
Yeah, so we have also to introduce another segment. We have dub of the week. So across all the shows, or it could even be out. This is loose. It could be anything. It could be
Yeah, I don't
because
think just it limited to just match.
yeah, it could be anything. So dub of the week. Who has this prestigious honor of being the first ever dub of the week on Grown Ass Marks?
Well, the nominees are Zelina Vega winning her first US women's title,
Yeah.
um, the Street Profits retaining in a classic TLC,
Yep.
Noam Dar returning and winning the NXT Heritage Cup,
Yep.
Rusev's return,
Yep.
grand return on Raw,
For sure.
Alistair Black's return on SmackDown,
For sure.
and then Sami Zayn's return on SmackDown. Oh no, Raw.
Don't know about that, but
Okay, and what we gonna put it in there? It's a tough one. This one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But you know what? I'm gonna give it to Zelina, man. I'm gonna give it to
okay.
Zelina, bro. I'm gonna give it to Zelina. I think
Okay.
obviously, yeah, I think yeah, I think what it represents as far as like that mid card title, not having one for forever basically,
Yeah.
and I think for her story, how she kind of yeah, I think yeah, I don't want to sort of get into it, but I think it's justified, in my eyes, yeah. I think the Street Profits and whatever they're like kind of like the obvious, but I think Zelina Vega's one just means more.
Yeah. I hear it. I
So
hear
I'm
it.
gonna give her the dub of the week.
I'd have to agree with you on
Yes,
that one,
sir.
to be honest. I would have to agree with you
Yes, sir.
with Zelina. And
Yeah.
L of the week.
All right. Well, the nominees for L of the week are Chelsea Green. Yep.
Yeah.
Lexus King,
Yeah, for sure.
John Cena, The Miz, Trick Williams, and interestingly, Naomi.
Okay.
Because, bro, what the hell was she doing on top of Jade, bro?
That was mad.
Because
Oh my
she
god.
was not punching her, bro.
That was crazy.
I didn't know if that was Jade or Jimmy, bro. That's what I'm saying, innit?
I don't even
Because
know
the
if that
way
was
my girl was,
PG.
yeah, because the way my girl was going on, bro.
That
I
was
was like, bro,
mad.
I didn't know that was Jimmy Uso under there.
That was
But
mad.
yeah, it
I'm
was
so glad you
wild,
brought that
bro.
up. And you know
It
what?
was
As well,
wild, man.
with Tiffany versus Jade, I'm surprised we actually saw the match because yeah,
Yeah,
that's made me go into black a lot.
bro, in it. That's a shout. Yeah, with them two. Oh my god, yeah, they're
It
asking
fully
for it.
went to black as well. Like,
And there was a period it probably should have gone to black and it didn't. And I was
oh
like,
my goodness,
because they
but
were just trying to catch it, trying to get.
yeah,
Yeah, they be ruining my viewing.
yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
Still, that was wild.
yeah, because it's just proper like. I'm sure there's other ways they could. I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't got the answers.
Just wear more clothes. It's simple.
There you go, innit? But it's borderline like lingerie now, mate.
It's crazy.
Some of these gal be
But
wearing
listen,
nowadays. It's a bit wild, bro.
like we let's keep it back on track. So, L of the
Yeah.
week, L of the week. I heard
L
the
of the week.
nominees. I have no idea who's it going to be. Who's the L of the week?
All right. This is a tough one, you know. I think
No,
there's
no
about
Shannon
three
Sharp.
or
Shannon Sharp's not on this, no. No
oh
Kanye
Lord have
West.
mercy. Oh man, that's a different podcast
No
altogether, bro.
Kanye West, no.
That's a different that's a different cultural that's a different one altogether. I was keeping it like freaking I was keeping it wrestling and PG as well. You want to bring these man in here, turn it
Shannon
to
Sharp, boy.
PG-14, bro?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's monumental L. But anyway,
Oh
yeah,
god. Yeah,
L of the week.
I'm gonna give it to Cena. You know,
Okay,
I'm gonna give it to Cena, bro,
why is
because
that?
I just feel like despite him coming out as the champion, etc., etc., he's come out looking weak, man. Always made him look weak on both occasions. Obviously, it's clear the reason they're doing it. He's likely to win the match, but yeah, I just felt like the two RKO's on both occasions. No, yeah, it was just a bit, you know. Obviously, on SmackDown, he got a bit more of a piece of him and stuff. But yeah, I just felt, you know, just came out of that exchange a little bit too weak for me on both occasions.
Would you have booked that differently?
Not necessarily, but I just compare it to the others, and I just think, I mean, the other ones you'd say was we were Chelsea Green, but I didn't feel it was necessary to have her as the L whilst Zelina was the dub. You know, I feel like John Cena, Alexis King, as well as Miz, took worse L's than that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we have Zelina with the dub of the week and John Cena with the L of the week.
Hmm.
But the real winners of the week in my eyes is myself, Big Axe, and the main man, Al Dog. We are the winners because this is the first. Well, this is episode 3, but the first of what is going to become the regular format for the podcast going forward. This is a podcast we've been talking about for a long time to actually have it out there. Listen, we're just beginning, still sorting things out, as you can see. Not perfect. Some of these wrestlers' names, there's a lot of wrestlers. Listen,
We're getting there, guys.
we're getting there. We're getting there, okay? But stick with it. Stick with us. Join join us on this journey.
Hmm.
Join us. Join us. Shout out.
Yes.
Shout out Bray Wyatt. Join us,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Join
yeah.
us. Yeah,
100.
because I promise you, good things are coming. Good things are coming. The content is going to be mad. It's going to be mad going forward, and I look forward to having you guys with us on this journey. And
Mm.
if you were listening, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate every single second you've given us. Um, yeah, really, really thank you so much. And Aldog, any words before we close this?
Nah, bro, we damn near hit the 2 hour mark, bro. So yeah, we're putting in work.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure,
Yeah, but yeah, no, man, it's an absolute pleasure to be doing this, man. Like, bro, like, imagine we get the privilege of being able to talk about what we love on a platform that has the potential to be heard by hundreds, thousands, even millions.
for
So
sure, for sure.
yeah, man, let's do it.
All right. So as bye from me, Big Axe, and
Yay.
as bye from the main man, Aldog.
Yes, sir.
We see you next week, episode 4, Grown Ass Marks.